What's going on, guys? King Strats here, back into the video on the channel. And even though you see the labels in front of me, for some reason I have to still tell you where we went to eat. We went to Wendy's, and this is a ton of food because, funny enough, they gave me more food than I asked for, but I'm not going to complain. So I ordered 10 nuggets and got 28. I'm not mad at that. It just came from the Marvels, and you're not going to believe this. The Marvels was the best MCU movie of the year. And I'm going to tell you why at the end of this video. But first, drop a thumbs up, sit back, relax, let's vibe out and eat. I got some Wendy's chicken sandwiches because I want to see. I re-upped. The people at Truff were nice enough to send me more of their mayonnaise. They sent me a bunch of them, actually. I think 3 or 4. But we'll see how it works on a Wendy's chicken sandwich. They're probably not going to like that because, you know, they got a partnership with Popeyes. But I have a different kind of Truff. Because I got the regular kind. I do have the spicy kind as well. It's in my fridge. Maybe we'll take that out at the end. But let's get into this video, man. First and foremost, let me give you the wonderful lineup that we got. We have 28 nuggets, 2 10 pieces and 2 4 pieces. I'm not complaining. We have a bacon. All these boxes are going to fall over. A bacon and cheddar baked potato. People are saying probably that I should have added chili to it. That's why we did get a small chili. This was actually for the free because I got frequent fatty points. That's why you always use the apps. We have a chicken Asiago bacon club with a lettuce leaf on it. I forgot that. What the hell is this? Y'all like this, bro? This is... There's a bag there. Mid. That's okay, though. I don't get mad at that. There's no pickles on the sandwich, so that is okay. But we got the chicken Asiago. We didn't put the ranch on it because I want the Truff mayo on it. We have what is my favorite burger and is hit or miss with a lot of people, but I think it is absolute gas. The loaded nacho. They screwed up on this one too. I did ask for this without lettuce, but they didn't. That's okay because this is that one stupid leaf. The loaded nacho burger as well. We got a chocolate frosty. I went to Wendy's because they had a peppermint frosty. Wasn't there. It's not there yet. It says coming soon. So I screwed up on that one. And we have a chocolate chip cookie. All right, I pulled the Truff mayo, the spicy one, out of the fridge. So we have the regular and the normal. For people who are wondering how much that costs, it's expensive as hell. I'm not going to lie to you. I think it's like 20 for a 2-pack. You can do what you want with it, but I got them. All right, so let me do this. We have our chicken bacon sandwich. And we're going to do a little adding. Let's put a little spicy Truff on here. Now, I said this in my last video, and sometimes I feel like people don't actually listen to what I'm saying. They're just kind of like looking at the title and typing things. But again, if you don't like the taste of truffle or you are not familiar with truffle taste, do not buy this mayo or get the Truff sandwich until you try it on the side, because truffle is a very hit or miss taste. Well, some people are disgusted by the smell of it. It doesn't make you weird. It's almost like cilantro. Like, some people don't like cilantro. It's normal. So don't buy stuff like this. This is why I tell you things when I review things and say, if you're a person who does like or doesn't like, don't try it. And then I will get comments and say, tried it, I hated it, the smell was disgusting. And I'm like, did y'all listen to me? I'm not saying this because I'm trying to be cool. I'm trying to help you. I don't want you to spend your money. Anyway, we put the Truff mayo on a sandwich. Truff, Wendy's, chicken sandwich. Going down. This is going to sound weird. Maybe not. I feel like it works better with a Wendy's chicken sandwich. I did get the spicy patty, so it does have a good spice to it. But this isn't a better or worse thing, but Wendy's has like a cleaner chicken sandwich. I love Popeyes and their spicy chicken, but it's greasy. We all know that. And Wendy's chicken sandwich isn't as greasy. So I feel like it does work. I'm not mad at that. What am I dip this in? Oh, here we go. What's the best sauce at Wendy's? Is it the honey mustard? I got 28 spicy nuggets, bro. We gotta do something with this. 28. I feel like I know what the answer is for me already, but Is it the buttermilk ranch? Is it the barbecue? You know, I never really cared for barbecue sauce that much, but recently, it's been working for me. Or is it what a lot of people's favorite is, because they don't put out swasum sauce? Wendy's. Can y'all bring back swasum sauce or no? Or is it the ghost pepper ranch? This would have been my vote to begin with. I ain't get no sweet and sour? Ah, I thought I had sweet and sour. They must have ran out. I did ask for it, but they gave me extra honey mustard. Ghost Pepper Ranch is the winner for me. Second place, believe it or not, barbecue. Third place, honey mustard. Fourth place, ranch. I'm going honey mustard though. This is Powerade Zero, by the way. Movie theater stuff. A little chili. Little baked potato. A little bit of chili. Ooh, hey. I feel like this is a better way to do it anyway. Yeah, you know this about the bag. I feel like people sleep on the Wendy's baked potato. I just feel like people sleep on the Wendy's baked potato. This just turned into one of them like true eating show videos, isn't it? Ain't nobody doing this to me. There's a good reason. That sucked. No. No. No, I don't want that. Let's go back to the barbecue. 28 nuggets is crazy. You ever go to a place and they mess your order up like this? You end up with more food than you ordered? Very rare for me, but it does happen. Usually I end up with less. But I'm not complaining. Again, if you get a 10 piece, you end up with... I'm going to just put a little bit on this one. My favorite, usually with any kind of this stuff, is the spicy version. This is so good to me. Again, I personally like truffle. But make sure you're a person who actually likes truffle flavored things before you order it, or you're going to be really upset and you're going to tell me I wasted your money. And we're going with the... I feel like it wouldn't work on here, but I'm going to put it on there anyway. I feel like mayo's too much for that burger. For people who like Marvel films, this wasn't my favorite Marvel film ever, but believe it or not, it was my favorite one of the year. And I'm going to tell you why. All of the things that I complain about in Marvel films of now, this didn't have. Save for one thing. It wasn't a perfect movie. I'd be lying if I said that. But, first thing, the runtime was 1 hour and 45 minutes. That's all I need. The movie starts, and it moves. It doesn't give you a ton of exposition, but it tells you enough that you don't need to watch the other shows that tie into it. There are shows on Disney Plus that tie into it, Mrs. Marvel, etc. And, of course, like the Captain Marvel film, you don't necessarily need to watch it, but it'll make more sense if you do. But you won't be lost completely if you didn't. It tells you enough. But it tells you while the movie is still moving. It doesn't have a ton of just, like, filler. So the plot moves very quickly. You get introduced to the villain relatively quick. You get introduced to the people of the movie relatively quick. And it tells you what the hell is going on. And then it says, okay, let's tell the story. To me, that's how movies should go. But Marvel hasn't been doing that recently, and it has now. So, I commend them for that. I would be lying if I said I've watched a lot of the Captain Marvel part of the MCU. I've watched some of it, but I'm not fully understandable or fully ingratiated. I did watch Captain Marvel. As far as this movie goes, if you've never watched any of it, this is going to suck again. I don't know why I did that. I think it only works with vanilla. The 3 people that compile the Marvels are comprised. I think they did a good enough job. The movie can be a little corny at times, but most comic book movies have a little bit of that to it, that camp. I don't mind it. I'm not going to give away any plot points, so I'm not going to go into the details, but I will say that I did appreciate the detail of, if you watch the movie, you'll notice there are filming edits, if you will, that there's no way that didn't take a long time to film that. Because you'll notice when you see it. But I do appreciate that. I appreciated the characters on the periphery. There wasn't a ton of fan service. There was a little bit, but it wasn't over the top. Another thing I complained about with Marvel movies. And I liked the villain because I like when villains make sense. Similar to like Killmonger in Black Panther, you may not agree with the means that they do things, but you understand why they're doing it, and I feel like that's important for a villain. Same thing as Thanos in the MCU, where I don't think that was the right way to do it, but you understand what he was trying to do. It made sense. Maybe not morally, but at least like the story of it made sense. So I get that. I only have one real complaint about the movie, is this is a Marvel thing that they've been doing. They're trying so hard to make this multiverse thing tie in more than even the original MCU, or should I say Phase 1, where you know that they're all working towards that big bad. A lot of these movies, in my opinion, they feel incomplete because of it. They feel like the movie only exists to tell the bigger story. Instead of it being like a standalone, the ending left it where you know what they're trying to do, in my opinion. And because of that, I feel like the third act got hurt by it. So, I didn't necessarily like the ending because of that. It almost answered all my MCU questions. The movie also is funny, but it's not Thor, Love and Thunder, over-the-top funny. It does blend humor into it, so, but it's not to the point where it's obnoxious. It's just kind of corny at times. Again, I'm not saying it's a perfect film, but as a person that, I mean, like most people watching, they're cool with the MCU, you know, from the beginning. You might have started with Iron Man and worked all the way through his phases, and kind of you do feel like maybe some people like the multiverse, but a lot of people don't. And I understand what it means and what it is and where they're heading, because I do read the comics, but it just, for me, in the movie sense, I don't really care. But all of the other complaints that I've had, they've answered, other than they're trying really hard to make this multiverse thing happen. And while I feel their numbers have been not like terrible, they're not what they were because of it. So I think they should kind of focus on quality instead of quantity. But again, even as a standalone, I enjoyed the movie. I really did. That was my only complaint. But everything else about it, I thought was cool. And I also, you know, some people don't like the fact that there's movies with like a largely like female cast. I personally don't care who's acting in the movie as long as it's good. I don't care who the cast is. You could have a movie of literally no dudes in it. I couldn't care less. Or a movie with no women in it. I probably would care. No, I don't care. We got at least one girl. Scratch that. You get what I'm saying. I don't like all that stuff. I also, for me, I'm a person that believes that all kids, because comic book movies, even though a lot of adults watch it, all kids should have a superhero to look up to. You know? That's just how I feel about that. You don't have to agree with me, and that's fine. Some people get mad when people don't agree with them, but I like the fact that I just dipped a nugget in mayonnaise. That's wild. And it wasn't bad. A little over the top. But it wasn't bad. But I personally like that. You know, I noticed when I was there, and I didn't go to an early show. It was a 9:30 showing. There was a pretty decent amount of young ladies in there that were clapping and cheering. I like that stuff, because to me, the more people can get along and watch these type of movies, to me, the merrier. You know, so maybe some movies may not be your cup of tea. That's fine. But then this movie's not for you. That's cool. I personally don't care, like I said. You know? I know that one day, if I have a daughter, I would like her to have a comic book hero that she identifies with. I'll show her Marvels. You know what I mean? I like that. But that's just me. Some people don't like it. No matter. Anyway, out of 5 stars, I thought it was a solid movie. Again, it's not perfect. It's a good movie for me. 3.5 stars out of 5. In a comic book sense. That's the highest. Maybe Guardians of the Galaxy is the only other movie that I liked, but it didn't check my complaint boxes as much as this did, which is why I give this one the slight edge. But they gave me way too much food. Man, I can't even give most of this away. I'm gonna give the nuggets away or something. We'll figure something out. But I wanted to check in, talk about the movie, and I didn't plan for this much Wendy's food. So I know it looks crazy. It wasn't the plan. It just was in the bag. But y'all know the vibes, man. We'll be back tomorrow. More content, man. I love y'all. The hand signs. They made it to YouTube.